See, one weighs ounces, the other tons. You skip the gym, that's neglect. You skip the book, that's neglect. You delay the decision, that's neglect. And neglect builds a debt you'll pay later with regret. Success isn't just about doing the right things. It's about avoiding the wrong ones. Pay now or pay double later.
You think playing it safe protects you, but it's the fastest way to lose. You avoid risk, but end up stuck. You avoid pain, but miss growth. You avoid rejection, but never get chosen. The truth? Playing small won't save you. It'll just waste your years in slow regret. Growth hurts, change is scary, but safety? That's a silent killer. You weren't born to survive. You were built to rise. So stop hiding. Go.
It's not failure that's killing your dream. It's distraction. You say you don't have time, but distraction is eating it alive. You weren't born to consume. You were built to create. And every time you trade purpose for entertainment, you fall further behind the life you were meant to live. Focus isn't a skill. It's a decision. Make it before distraction makes it for you. Most people are waiting to feel motivated. But motivation is a mood. Urgency is a mindset. Urgency means you understand the cost of delay. You don't wait for the stars to align, you move because time is running out. The difference between winners and watchers? Winners don't wait to feel ready. They act because they know they can't afford not to. You don't need motivation. You need to wake up.
You can recover money. You can rebuild health. You can even fix mistakes. But wasted years? You don't get those back. Every delay costs more than you think. Not just time, but growth, opportunity, impact. 1 year of drifting turns into 5 before you even notice. So stop saying later. The clock isn't waiting, neither should you.
Your comfort zone doesn't protect you. It tricks you. It tells you you're safe here, but what it really means is you're stuck here. It praises you for surviving, not growing. And every time you listen to it, your potential shrinks just a little more. Growth feels dangerous, risky, unfamiliar, but that's the point. If it doesn't scare you, it won't change you. So stop listening to lies. Move forward anyway. One decision can change your entire life, but not the kind you whisper to yourself. I'm talking about the kind you commit to, publicly, fully, without backup plans. Most people never make that decision because it cuts off the excuses. It forces growth. It demands change. And it puts your comfort zone on notice. But that one decision, that's where everything begins. So don't wait for the moment. Create it. Decide. It's not the plan that's broken. It's the person who never executes it. You plan for hours, but act for minutes. You want the perfect map, but you never move your feet. Success isn't about having a flawless strategy. It's about discipline, repetition, adjusting as you go. The best plan means nothing if you're still waiting to start. So stop tweaking the plan and start follow it. That's how things change. You start strong, then disappear. New goals, new plans, new hype every month. But nothing sticks because you're addicted to the beginning. Starting is exciting. Finishing is lonely, boring, and hard. But no one gets paid for starting. They get paid for finishing. Discipline finishes what motivation begins. So stop chasing the rush and finish the race. Most people aren't failing, they're just trying. And trying sounds good until you realize it's just a trap. It gives you credit for effort without responsibility for results. Trying means I'll show up, but only if it's easy. You're either doing it or you're not. No one gets results from trying. You get results from commitment. So stop trying. Start deciding. That's where the change begins.
You think your excuses sound logical, but to a winner, they sound weak. I'm tired. So are they. I'm busy. So are they. It's hard. Of course it is. The difference, they do it anyway. Winners don't need easier. They need discipline. Every excuse you use to stay the same, they've heard it and rejected it. Success doesn't care how you feel. It cares what you do. And your excuses aren't fooling anyone but you.
Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Dreams are easy. Plans are exciting. But discipline? That's the work, the grind, the choice to do it even when you don't feel like it. No discipline, no progress. No habits, no change. Your future isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the quiet ones, when no one's watching. Discipline is the difference maker. Build the bridge.
You're not tired. You're mentally lazy. You scroll for hours, but can't focus for 5 minutes. You want change, but avoid every hard thought that leads to it. Real success takes thinking, deep thinking, strategic thinking, disciplined thinking. And that's what most people avoid. Not the work, the thinking that comes before it. Your mind is a muscle. Use it or stay stuck.
You say you're afraid to fail, but the truth is you're afraid to succeed. Because success means pressure, standards, responsibility. It means no more excuses, no more hiding. Some people stay small not because they can't grow, but because growth exposes them. So they play safe and call it humility. But fear of success is still fear, and fear will never build the life you want.
You want to grow, but your circle doesn't. You talk goals, they talk gossip. You plan ahead, they party now. You push forward, they pull you back. That's not friendship, that's friction. Average is contagious, and so is excellence. Your future depends on your environment. So, if they don't challenge you, replace them, or they'll replace your potential with regret.
You don't rise to your goals. You rise to your standards. And if your life feels stuck, it's not a goal problem. It's a self-respect problem. You say you want more, but you tolerate less. You let people disrespect your time. You break promises to yourself. You settle and call it patience. Self-respect is the line. Set it or stay stuck. Because nothing changes until your standards do.
You're not tired from the work. You're tired from the waste. Wasting time with people who drain you. Wasting focus on things you can't control. Wasting energy on overthinking instead of action. That's the real burnout.
Your energy is your edge. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Fix the leaks or stay exhausted. The choice is yours.
Your future isn't shaped by the big moments. It's shaped in silence when no one's watching. What you eat, what you read, what you say yes to when you should say no, that's where success is built or broken. The world sees your results, but your habits made them. So ask yourself, what are you choosing in secret that your future has to live with?
You're not living your life. You're performing for approval. You dress for likes. You speak to fit in. You grind to impress people who don't even care. And every time you do, you drift further from who you are. That's not success. That's slavery. Freedom starts when you stop performing and start choosing. Live by values, not validation. Because real success feels good in private, not just online.
You're not lazy. You're addicted to results, not routines. You want the win, but not the work. You get excited, then disappear. Consistency isn't about motivation. It's about identity. Winners don't need perfect conditions. They need commitment. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your habits. So fix the system or forget the result.
You're busy, but you're not getting anywhere. You check boxes, you answer messages, you stay productive, but you're not building, you're reacting. Activity is not the same as progress. A rocking chair moves all day and goes nowhere. Stop confusing motion with momentum. Success doesn't reward effort, it rewards direction. So slow down, zoom out, and move with purpose.
It's not because they're dumb. It's not because they're unlucky. Most people stay broke because they spend like they're rich and think like they're poor. They buy what they want and beg for what they need. They avoid discipline and end up in debt. Wealth starts with mindset, not income, behavior. You don't get rich by chance. You get rich by change. And until you fix the thinking, the money won't stay.
You can either make excuses or you can make progress, but you can't make both. Excuses sound best to the person making them. They feel smart. They feel justified, but they don't build anything. Results come from ownership, from doing it tired, from doing it scared, from doing it anyway. Excuses protect your comfort. Results protect your future. So ask yourself, what are you building?
It's not always laziness, not always fear. Sometimes what's killing your progress is comfort disguised as normal. The people who waste your time, the habits that drain your energy, the thoughts you've repeated so long they feel like truth. That's the danger, destruction that feels familiar. You don't lose your potential overnight. You leak it, one excuse, one delay, one bad habit at a time. Catch the leak or drown slowly. If you feel stuck, it's probably not your job, not your boss, not your background. It's your habits. You keep doing the same things and expecting a different result. Growth demands change, not just in what you do, but in what you allow. If you want to move forward, cut the comfort, cut the excuses, cut the noise. You're not trapped. You're just surrounded by choices you refuse to change. Get honest or stay stuck. It's that simple. Talent is a gift. Consistency is a choice. And over time, the choice beats the gift. Plenty of talented people never made it. Why? They showed up when they felt like it. But the consistent, they show up anyway. Day in, day out, quietly stacking wins. Don't chase greatness. Build it, brick by brick. Because consistency beats talent when talent won't work.
Don't confuse patience with procrastination. Some people say, "I've got time." No, you've got habits, and most of them are wasting time. Urgency doesn't mean rush. It means you understand the clock is ticking. Every delay has a cost. Every excuse robs your future. So don't wait for perfect, move with purpose. Because life doesn't wait, and neither should you.
Wealth isn't built in a weekend. It's built daily. In the early wake-ups, the saved dollars, the studied hours. It's not one big win. It's 1,000 small ones. The broke chase shortcuts. The wealthy build systems. So stop asking how fast. Start asking how consistent. Because wealth doesn't respond to speed. It responds to discipline. Your life will rise or fall based on who you listen to. Some people give advice they've never lived. They've never built, but they tell you how to build. They've never sacrificed, but they tell you to quit. Be careful. Ignorance is loud and often well-meaning. But if you take directions from the wrong voice, don't be surprised when you end up lost. Listen to people with results, not just opinions.
Mediocrity doesn't just happen. It's earned. Earned by skipping the hard things. Earned by blaming instead of building. You don't drift into excellence. You drive into it. And if you're not careful, comfort will quietly turn into regret. So ask yourself, are you working on your goals or just watching others chase theirs? Because average isn't an accident, it's a decision.
Play small to stay safe, and you'll stay stuck. The world doesn't reward comfort, it rewards courage. You were made to stretch, to grow, to lead. But small thinking, it shrinks your life. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You weren't born to fit in. You were built to rise. So stop playing small before it becomes permanent. Your life is a reflection of what you've been willing to tolerate. Bad habits, you allowed them. Toxic people, you kept them. A small life, you settled for it. Change doesn't start with action, it starts with standards. Raise what you expect from yourself, and life will rise to meet you. Because you don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. At the end of the day, it's not talent. It's not luck. It's not timing. It's decisions. You choose the discipline or the distraction. You choose the grind or the excuse. You choose to rise or you stay where you are. Your future is built by what you do when no one's watching. So if you want the life, make the choices. Because in the end, everything comes down to this. You decide.
Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Why? Because you bring you to everything you touch. If your mindset is limited, your success will be too. If your habits are weak, your results will reflect it. Jobs change,
Markets shift, but you are permanent. So grow your value, grow your thinking, grow your skills, and you'll never fear the future because you'll be ready for it.
If you don't have a vision, you'll settle for distraction. You'll scroll, you'll drift, you'll react to life instead of building it. But when you have a vision, you move different. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing purpose. Vision gives pain a reason, discipline a direction. Don't just live the day, design the decade. Start with vision, the rest will follow.
Gratitude doesn't mean you settle. It means you see. You see how far you've come, what you already have, and what's already working. Most people miss the miracle because they're chasing the next goal. But what you appreciate appreciates. Gratitude turns pressure into peace, stress into strength. So start your day saying thank you and watch your world change.
Failure isn't the end. It's information. It says, that didn't work. Try something better. But most people don't listen. They feel embarrassed, ashamed, so they stop trying. Don't let failure stop you. Let it shape you. Failure is the tuition you pay for growth. Learn the lesson, but never forget the mission. Because failure is feedback, not a finish line.
Most people quit too soon. They plant the seed, then walk away before the harvest. They start the journey, then stop at mile 2, never knowing mile 3 held the breakthrough. Why? Because results didn't show up fast enough. But success doesn't follow your schedule. It follows your consistency. So don't quit because it's hard. Don't quit because it's slow. Quit quitting and finish what you started.
You'll never earn more than you believe you're worth. You can hustle, you can grind, but if deep down you feel undeserving, you'll sabotage every success. Self-worth is the ceiling and the floor. Raise how you see yourself, and you raise what life brings you. Because when you know your value, you stop giving discounts, and that's when everything starts to change.
If you want to give your children a head start, don't just give them money. Give them discipline. Teach them how to think, how to work, how to keep promises. Because money without character is a disaster waiting to happen. Values come before valuables, principles before possessions. Raise builders, not beggars, leaders, not followers, and the world will thank you later.
Learn to control your emotions, or your emotions will control your life. Anger ruins relationships. Fear blocks action. Envy kills potential. You can't make smart decisions in a storm. The mature mind says, feel it, but don't feed it. Discipline your reaction, and you take back your power. Because emotions are great servants, but they're terrible masters.
It's okay to start with nothing. No money, no connections, no idea what you're doing. But it's not okay to stay there. Zero is a starting point, not a life plan. Read the books, learn the skills, build the habits. Success doesn't care where you begin. It only cares what you do next. So if you're at zero, good. That means you've got everything to gain. Now move.
Comfort is a trap, and it's dressed like a reward. It whispers, you've done enough. Take it easy. But the truth? Growth never lives in comfort.
It lives in effort, in risk, in discipline. You don't grow by staying safe. You grow by stretching. Comfort might feel good today, but it'll cost you everything tomorrow. So don't chase ease, chase excellence.
No one's coming to save you. Not the government, not your boss, not your friends. Your life is your responsibility. You can blame the past or build the future. You can complain or commit. The day you stop pointing fingers is the day you pick up power. So grab the pen, write the script, own the story, because no one can live your life but you.
You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you walk with the wise, you'll grow wiser. If you sit with complainers, you'll start to complain. Energy is contagious. So is laziness. So is excellence. Success leaves clues, but so does failure. Look around you. Who's shaping your future? Choose your circle, or your circle will choose your limits.
Envy is poison, and it doesn't hurt the one you envy, it hurts you. Every time you resent someone's success, you block your own. You can't attract what you secretly despise. Instead of saying, "Why them?" ask, "What can I learn?" Turn jealousy into inspiration. Turn comparison into motivation. Because envy looks out the window, growth looks in the mirror, and success, it only visits those who celebrate it, even when it's not theirs yet.
You've got goals? Good. You've got dreams? Even better. But none of it matters without discipline. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. Motivation fades. Discipline stays. And every time you do what you said you'd do, especially when you don't feel like it, you build that bridge stronger. So don't wait for the mood, build the muscle. Discipline decides the future.
You won't be remembered for what you owned. You'll be remembered for who you lifted. Not the car, the kindness, not the title, the truth you lived by. Legacy isn't built in bank accounts. It's built in hearts. So every day, ask yourself, am I building a life that outlives me? Because when you're gone, that's what stays.
Time is more valuable than money. You can always get more money, but you can't get more time. Every day the clock cashes a check you can't rewrite. So the question is, are you investing your time or wasting it? Successful people treat time like gold, the rest like it's free. But nothing is more expensive than a wasted life. Use your hours like your future depends on it, because it does.
Fear will lie to you every single day. It'll say you're not ready, not smart enough, not worthy. But here's the truth. Fear is loud, not accurate. It's a bully with a microphone and no facts. Courage doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you move anyway. And every time you do, fear gets smaller and you get stronger. So step forward and shut fear up with action.
You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if your circle's broke, bitter, lazy, don't be surprised when your life looks the same. Winners talk goals. Losers talk gossip. One lifts you up, the other drags you down. You don't need new dreams, you need new friends. Upgrade your circle, and you upgrade your life.
If someone hands you a book And that book holds the answers, but you never open it? You didn't miss the book. You missed your breakthrough. Reading isn't a hobby. It's a shortcut to someone else's lifetime of lessons. Leaders read. Winners read. The broke, they binge. So, the next time you ask, how do I change my life? Start by reading one page, then another. Then, don't stop. The right book at the right time can change everything.
Everybody wants a discount on success. Can I get rich without the work? Can I win without the struggle? Let me save you some time. Success is not on sale. There's no coupon, no shortcut, no secret handshake. You pay full price in discipline, consistency, and sacrifice. And here's the deal. Most people walk away at the checkout line. But if you're willing to pay, oh, the life you can build. Just don't ask for change, because success never goes on sale.
You can make excuses, or you can make progress, but you can't make both. Excuses are easy and expensive. They cost you time, energy, and dreams. I'm tired. I don't feel ready. Maybe next week. Well, next week becomes next year, and next year becomes never. Discipline is painful, but regret? That's a lifetime sentence. So trade your excuses for action. Trade your doubt for discipline. Trade your comfort for your calling. Because excuses don't pay bills, but results do.
If you study the wealthy, really study them, you'll find one habit that shows up again and again. They keep a journal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jim, how's a notebook gonna make me rich? Well, let me ask you this. How many brilliant ideas have you already forgotten? How many lessons have you lived through only to repeat the same mistake again? The wealthy capture wisdom. The broke just keep living through it. A journal is a treasure chest. You don't write it for grammar. You write it to grow. Write what you learn, what you feel, what worked, and what didn't. Document the wins, and just as important, document the losses. Because a life worth living is a life worth recording. And here's the truth. Success leaves clues, but only for those who are paying attention. So, if you want a richer life, start by writing a richer page.
Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills. Don't hope the world changes. Change yourself first, because success doesn't respond to hope. It responds to preparation, discipline, effort. If you want more, become more. It's not about the hand you're dealt. It's about how well you play it.
Everyone wants a better life, but very few want to do the one thing that makes all the difference. You want change? You want growth? Then listen carefully. Change your philosophy. That's right, not your job, not your location, not your boss. Your philosophy. Because your philosophy, that's your mindset, the way you see the world, the story you tell yourself when no one's watching. If you believe you're too late, you'll act too slow. If you believe you're not smart enough, you'll stop learning. If you believe money is evil, you'll never have enough of it. But shift your philosophy, and you shift your destiny. Start telling yourself a better story, one built on discipline, courage, and faith in your future.
Don't wish life were easier. Develop the philosophy to become stronger. And remember, when you change your thinking, your whole world changes with it.
If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll keep missing every opportunity that could change your life. Some people say, I'm just getting ready. I'm almost there. I'm just waiting on one more sign. No, friend, you're not preparing. You're procrastinating. Life doesn't reward those who wait forever. It rewards those who step forward, ready or not. Because guess what? You'll never be 100% ready. Your bank account won't always be full. The fear won't just disappear. And the stars won't magically align. But motion creates clarity. Action breeds confidence. And commitment attracts miracles. Don't wait for the light to turn green. Go now. The road is built while you're walking it. And remember, success doesn't visit those who wait. It lives with those who move.
Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about preference. Choosing what you want most over what you want now. You want comfort now or freedom later. You want entertainment now or achievement later. Discipline doesn't take away your options. It protects your future. Every choice writes a sentence in your story. So write it wisely, because what you choose today, you become tomorrow.
Success is often quiet. It looks like early mornings, late nights, and saying no to things most people say yes to. No applause, no spotlight, just quiet consistency. It's not flashy, it's not fun, but it works. Because discipline doesn't shout, it builds. And when you do the work in silence, the results will speak for you in volume.
Never lower your standards just to fit your situation. Tough season? Keep your discipline. Low energy? Stick to your habits. Losing momentum? Hold the line. Because standards aren't about what's easy, they're about what's necessary. Anyone can be consistent when things feel good. Winners stay consistent when it's hard. So don't ask, what can I get away with? Ask, what does my future deserve?
Don't focus on what you get. Focus on what you become. Because in the long run, who you are matters more than what you have. Money can come and go. So can titles, status, attention. But your character, that's what stays. So ask yourself, am I becoming more disciplined, more thoughtful, more valuable? Because success isn't about collecting things, it's about building someone. And that someone is you.
Success isn't something that happens. It's something you build. One choice at a time. One discipline at a time. One day at a time. There is no big break. There is no magic moment. There is only process. The boring stuff, the quiet stuff, the stuff nobody claps for. But if you stick with it long enough, people will call you an overnight success. Just remember, it wasn't a moment. It was a pattern. Your environment is either feeding your growth or fueling your excuses. Who you spend time with, what you consume, where you invest your energy, it all matters. You can't hang around low standards and expect high performance. You can't surround yourself with comfort and expect discipline. Want to grow faster?
Change the room. Want to think bigger? Change the conversation. You don't just rise to your goals, you sink or soar with your surroundings.
Everything is a teacher if you're willing to learn. Failure teaches humility. Success teaches discipline. Hardship teaches strength. Even the people who hurt you, they taught you what not to be. But here's the catch. Most people go through life and miss the lessons. They complain. They blame. They repeat. So be the one who learns. Because when you treat life like a classroom, every moment becomes a step forward.
The day you take full responsibility for your life is the day everything changes. Not your boss, not your parents, not your circumstances. You. You're not in control of everything, but you are in control of your choices, your attitude, your discipline, your response to what happens. And that's enough. Because once you stop blaming, you start building. Ownership isn't a burden. It's the beginning of freedom.
If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's. And do you know what they have planned for you? Not much. See, most people drift. They follow the crowd. They wait and hope. But life doesn't reward the drifter. It rewards the designer. So sit down, write it out, get clear. Your future deserves a plan and a pilot. Be both. Everything has a price. The price of discipline is effort. The price of regret is pain. You choose. Wake up early? That costs something. Skip it every day? That costs everything. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. It's not about avoiding cost. It's about paying it up front, because life always collects. The only question is, will you pay now with effort or later with regret? If you only work when you feel like it, you'll never feel successful. Winners don't rely on moods. They rely on routines. Your feelings come and go, but systems stay steady. You don't need more motivation. You need more structure. A schedule, a standard, a set of non-negotiables. Because discipline doesn't care how you feel, and neither does success. If you want consistency in your results, start with consistency in your routines. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. You want better opportunities? Be more prepared. You want better relationships? Be more honest, more whole. You want more success? Become more valuable. See, life doesn't respond to hope. It responds to identity. You attract based on your habits, your beliefs, your standards. If you want to change what's coming, change who's showing up. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more strength. The obstacles aren't going away, but you can get stronger. Life will test you with pressure, with delay, with doubt. But the question is never, will life get easier? The question is, will you get tougher? Because strength isn't built in comfort. It's built in challenge. So stop hoping for easy. Start training for resilient. Strong people don't wait for life to change. They change to meet life.
Your life won't change until your standards do. Not your dreams, not your goals, your standards. See, we don't get what we wish for. We get what we tolerate. If you tolerate lateness, you'll always run behind. If you tolerate excuses, you'll always fall short. Want a better life? Raise your minimums. Because the moment you say, I don't accept this anymore, that's the moment your life begins to change.
You don't need to go hard. You need to go long. Success isn't built on bursts. It's built on consistency. One good day won't change your life, but one habit, repeated daily, will. Big goals? They don't need bigger effort. They need regular effort. You don't need motivation every day. You need a system that keeps you going even when you don't feel like it. Because intensity makes noise, but consistency builds results.
Failure isn't the enemy. Repeating failure is. You miss a goal? Learn. You make a mistake? Adjust. You fall short? Get better. But too many people fail once and turn it into a pattern. They stop trying. They lower their standards. They settle. But here's the truth. Failure is a teacher, not a prison. If you fail, fine. But don't repeat the lesson and expect a different life.
Small thinking shrinks big lives. It whispers, be realistic, play it safe, don't aim too high. But here's the truth, your limits aren't real until you start believing them. You were built to grow, to stretch, to expand. So stop watering down your dreams to match your comfort zone. Stretch your thinking, and your life will follow, because the size of your vision determines the size of your future.
You either run the day, or the day runs you. The clock doesn't care about your plans. It only follows orders. If you don't lead with intention, you'll follow with frustration. Most people wake up and start reacting. Messages, notifications, distractions. But leaders? They decide their day before the world does. Because success isn't in the hours. It's in how you use them.
You're not paid for how hard you work. You're paid for the value you bring and the problems you solve. The bigger the problem, the bigger the reward. You want more income? Solve more complex problems. You want more respect? Become the person who delivers real results. Effort is important, but impact? That's what moves the world. So stop asking, how can I make more? And start asking, whose problem can I solve today?
Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. The problem is, failure feels the same at first. Skip a workout? No big deal. Ignore a book? No big deal. But stack those moments and you either build a masterpiece or a mess. The difference is daily. Decide who you're becoming today. You don't need more time. You need more focus. We all get the same 24 hours, but not the same results. Some people waste hours on distractions. Others turn minutes into momentum. It's not about the clock. It's about your clarity. What matters? What moves the needle? What should you be saying no to? Because focus creates power. And a focused mind will do more in a week than a distracted one does in a year.
Just because you're moving doesn't mean you're progressing.
You can run in circles. You can be busy all day and still go nowhere. Motion is not the same as momentum. Productivity is not just about action, it's about alignment. Are your habits taking you closer or just keeping you distracted? You don't need more movement. You need more meaning, because hustle without direction is just a faster way to stay stuck.
Sometimes success isn't about doing more. It's about doing less. Less distractions, less noise, less people pulling you in the wrong direction. Subtraction creates focus, and focus creates results. You don't need a bigger to-do list. You need a shorter one with the right things on it. So, ask yourself, what's in your way that doesn't belong in your future? Success is built in silence, in the early mornings, the late nights, when no one's clapping and no one's watching. It's forged in quiet consistency, not loud announcements. Most people want the spotlight, but skip the work that earns it. The truth is, you don't rise to the top in front of the world. You rise in the dark. And when you do it right, the results make the noise.
Success isn't about luck. It's about being ready when the opportunity shows up. Most people wait for a break, but never build the skills to handle it. They say, if I got the chance, I'd win big. But the truth is, chances don't change you. Preparation does. So sharpen your mind. Sharpen your craft. Because the moment you've been waiting for, it's coming. The question is, will you be ready for it?
It's not how fast you're going, it's where you're headed. Some people move quickly, but they're running in the wrong direction. Speed without purpose is just wasted motion. Don't rush the process. Check the path. Are your habits taking you forward or just keeping you busy? You don't need to sprint. You need to aim, because the right direction, even at a slow pace, will beat the wrong direction every time.
Goals are good, but standards are better. Anyone can write a goal. Few people live by a standard. Goals say, I want to get fit. Standards say, I don't skip workouts ever. Goals wish, standards demand. If you want results, don't just raise your goals. Raise what you accept. Raise what you tolerate. Because your results will always rise or fall to the level of your standards.
You can't live beyond what you believe. If you think you're average, you'll stay average. If you doubt your value, you'll undervalue your effort. See, success doesn't start with doing. It starts with believing. Believing you deserve better. Believing you can do more. Believing you were built for something greater. If your belief is small, your future will shrink to match it. So stretch your mind, and your life will stretch with it.
You want your life to change? Start with you. Not your boss, not your partner, not the economy. You. See, life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And that change starts from the inside out. Fix the habits. Upgrade the mindset. Raise the standards. Because here's the truth. When you improve, everything around you improves. Your life is a reflection. Make it a masterpiece.
The problem with excuses is they sound best to the person making them. I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. And little by little, those excuses become your story.
But here's the truth. Life doesn't care about your reasons. It responds to results. You can defend your excuses, or you can create your future, but not both. So be honest. Are you building or are you explaining?
Most people major in minor things. They spend years mastering distractions, perfecting excuses, getting really good at going nowhere. But success? It doesn't demand brilliance. It asks for clarity, focus, discipline. So ask yourself today, are you busy or are you becoming? Because life doesn't reward effort, it rewards results. If you